Hello and welcome to episode 2 of my Stellar Tactics tutorial Let's Play series. This episode will be on continuing to escape the Dauntless, which is where we started off from in the last episode. Dr. Remus gave us the task to override the elevator lockouts. So that's what we got to do. Now imagine you've scrolled across the screen and you've lost where your party is. If you press the Q for Quebec, the Q key, it will position you back on your selected character. Remember, I've got this character selected because he's one of them with a melee weapon, so I want to keep him in the front. So what we need to do now is figure out how we can override the elevator. There's the escape pods up there. So we're currently on the ship the Dauntless, and this is what we're trying to escape. Let's look down this way. Okay, so this looks like what we've got to do. How do we know? Because if we press the tab key, these are highlighting, as you can see. So let's go and do that. Remember, if you just right click, all 4 squad members will move to that location. And then if I press the tab key, it'll highlight this, left click. And there we go, there's the first one done. There's another one done. So here, not only have we got these 2, but we've also got a container, so let's do that first. It's always nice to get goodies. Okay, that one's done. And the last one. There we go, wonderful. Now proceed to the elevator. The override has unlocked the doors to the corridor on the far side of the bridge. When you get there, take the elevator down to the crew deck. You won't be able to get to the vats. The entry deck is locked down. I'm not sure what the problem is, but we can deal with it when we have more information. Vats? Yes, the vats are large fluidic suspension containers. The remnants of the human race are sealed in these containment chambers in a deep, stable cryo-sleep. Each vat contains just over 260 human beings. There is a total of 8 vats per module and 60 modules on this ship. You do the math. Well, yeah, we've got then civilization to save here. You may have realised we are civilization's last hope. So let's have a look up here. What's up here? Any more storage containers? None that we can access. Okay, so we need to go back then, because he said the other side of the bridge, and as we know, the bridge is up here, so this is what it unlocked. So let's walk them back here. Oh no, the door is locked. I'm sure he said that, but never mind. It's not the escape pods, so it must actually be this way which I was going in. It must be through these doors. I must have just read it wrong. Oh, and here we go. Okay, so let's go in there. Wait, my god, is that? Yes, I think it is. This is very bad. The viral symptoms are greatly accelerated over previous iterations. You must be very careful. What exactly is the problem? One of my colleagues, Kelly Masters, seems to have acquired the virus, phage. I can see her just round the corner on my monitor. She seems to have acquired a taste for flesh. Horrific, an advanced symptom of the phage. Usually symptoms like this take many months. Yeah, okay, whatever. What are the symptoms? Let's just quickly go through this. there we go, and there's some more help here telling you about the combat side of things. So you can press the R key to reload a weapon, but I prefer just to right click on the weapon. T key switch between the weapons. Remember, you got your two-handed melee or range rifle, or you've got your one-hand pistol or knife. And yeah, you can toggle the combat anytime. Okay, so best thing to do then, press the space bar before the combat starts and put your team members where you want. Remember, with rifles you've got good long range, so let's see if I can put him over here. Combat started before I had a chance to. Okay, so now it's turn based, just like Enemy Unknown and Fallout 1 and 2 and Baldur's Gate. Yeah, the computer will go through giving the enemy and your NPCs their turns. So as we can see here, we've got this mutated, what's their name, Kelly Masters, and currently it's this person's go, this character here, and you can see it's got the ring around them. So they've got a SMG. So the best thing to do with that, you've got to be pretty close. See where this guy's standing? That's their closeness that you need to be to the target to get best effect. Having said that though, we're still going to get quite a few. We're going to get 62%. Now if I press the V key, it will crouch me down, which is better, but let's just check. Just like in UFO, if you click on this, you can go switch between single fire and burst fire. So I'm going to go for the, if I do single fire, that's only 2 AP points, so I can fire 4 times. But if I crouch, watch what happens. If I do the V key, I've used up 1 AP point, action point, so I've got 1 less now. So I can do 1 auto and 1 normal. Remember as well, if you press the E key when targeting, it will improve by 2 to 7%, I think, your target chance. But you know what? Whenever I hover over someone, I normally get the best hit percent, and it never improves, even if I do the E key. But if you're patient and you cycle over their bodies, remember you can zoom in a bit more. If you're patient and zoom in, you can get it back to that figure that you had. That was really great. But as you can see here, it's not easy to. Yeah, there you go. That's about as good as I'm going to get. So let's do that. And then you can see their health at the top there. When you hover over them, you can see the alien's health. So I used up my auto. I've only got 3 action points left, so switch to single shot. Okay, once they've done all they can do, press the space bar and it will move it on to the next person, which is just that enter. So space bar. Here's my next character. This is a melee character with a one-handed weapon, so let's move them up into the fray. Right click moves them. Now if I hover over it, if you press the E key with a melee weapon as well, it will also improve. See, it's gone up to 70 now. You can't switch, I don't think. No, you've just got the hits with this. Oh, there you go. There you go, 76. Now I'm getting a very good hit percent because their back is facing me. That is something very important to think about in the combat. Never ever, if you can, face away from the enemies at the end of your turn, because otherwise they're going to slaughter you. Always try to face the enemy. So it works in my favour though, because the enemy has their back to me. More chance of a critical hit as well with that. There we go, got knocked off 12 points. Press the space bar. Now it's on the next one. He's also melee. So let's bring him up around here. And then let's get him to smack them in the back or the head. Let's see. Oh no, there's a good hit. Oh yeah, I crippled them. Do you see that? You can get stunned, crippled. There are a few more. Can't think off the top of my head. But that's it. Hobbled. There's another one. I've got another hit though. And there we go. Well done. Dr. Masters was a truly gifted person in life. We worked together closely before the start of this mission. I'm not sure what to say. Okay, so that's the end of them. Now, normally when you're in a fight with aliens and they die, they will drop loot. But in these start introduction ones, I don't think you'll see much. But over here is a body we need to investigate as a second part of this active quest, ID the body. So what we'll do, you see if you press the tab key, it highlights again. That won't just left click on it. And I believe we're going to get our first bit of lore, first bit of data. So let's take all. What a fate. I hope he didn't suffer. Marty was one of several engineers on our shift. Very nice guy, kept the ship running. We played cards a few times a week on the crew deck. I'll see that he gets a proper ceremony when this is over. Yeah, right. Okay, so there we are. He's been eaten by that Kelly Masters. Not the best of deaths, but let's grab the loot. Oh, what's this? This is stuff that you can sell to a merchant.
All right.
Once we start travelling the system in our spaceship. Okay, was there anything else? I don't think so. So let's go now into my pocket. Or in fact, no, let's press the L key. Let's go to data. And you'll see now that we've got our first bit of data. Marty Devereux. Strange behaviour again, and this is the log of him, and this is one of the things I love with some games, like Grim Dawn's got this as well, where you can pick up bits of data and it tells you the little stories of the individuals. Kelly is really freaking me out. This morning when I entered the lab, Kelly was standing over the incinerator. She had this look on her face, like someone had just died. Really strange. When I greeted her, she just gave me this weird smile and said everything was going to be okay. Oh, now that is scary, especially when your partner says that to you and does that smile. I'm not sure what the problem is, but I'm going to report this to Dr. Jensen. So there we go, there's our first bit of data. And there's nothing else in here for us, so we will now progress on to the next room. Making sure I've got my melee character highlighted. Ah, right, here's the lift, the elevator. So let's go in here. Press the tab key and you can use the console. Ah, right, when you get that, just means you've got to move a bit further and a bit closer. Okay, so we want to go to the crew deck. Yes, just like in a UFO enemy unknown, you can cover behind objects to force the enemy to walk around them to use up their action points, thereby depleting them so you can then zap them in the chest. There's that bleeding effect I was telling you about. Very nice damage over time. You can pick that up as a perk for your rifle at skill point 20. And the Q key I showed you already will return you back to your character you currently have selected if you've been scrolling around the large map, because there's some very large maps. Okay. Just to mention as well, if you press the F5 key, you can do a quick save. That is something you definitely have to be in the habit of doing, because as soon as I step out these doors, I might get jumped, it might go south, and I might get wiped. In which case, I then have to reload. So, no doubt you will be like me, you'll get carried away, you'll play for hours, totally having fun, and then you'll get wiped, and then realise you have to replay several hours worth of game, because you didn't save. So I've told you, don't forget, constantly save after every major battle. Okay, now one tactic here could be that these 3 squad members, I crouch down with their melee with their ranged weapons. This 4th guy I send out here to see if there's anything out there. So let's do that. If I press the space bar, single movement, I've got him just selected. What I can do now with these characters, let's switch their weapon, so they've got a gun, then press the V key, so they crouch, go to the next one, V key, and the next one, V key. Something I did forget to do, which I told you all to do after every encounter, make sure you remember to reload. So right click on the weapon and it reloads. Same for this one. Do I need to reload? No, they're okay. So always remember to reload your weapons. Don't be caught with your pants down. Okay, so let's select this one, come out here, see if there's anything nasty out there. You're now on the crew deck. This is the primary living and working area, split into 2 wings. I don't have control over any of the systems, so I won't be able to track you or even communicate with you once you leave the lobby. You will be on your own. I'm sure the labs are locked down since there are volatile chemicals and bio-waste. Parts of the living quarters may also be locked down according to the information I have available. Bio-waste? Samples of tissue and fluids collected from colonists. We sample a cross-section of the population regularly to ensure their safety. Yep, so more about the VATs, which we call the people the sleepers. Okay, so I think a check of the living quarters is in order. In order to get to the VAT section, you need to identify any survivors and terminate any of the infected, if there are any. I am detecting life signs in the labs and crew quarters. You should take care and do not hesitate to terminate any infested you come across. I put some thought into how we can gain entry to the lab wing. If I have any ideas, I'll be in touch if comms are available. The living quarters are to your left, the research is to the right. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, and if you come across Dr. Jensen, you should terminate her on site. What a nice person, Dr. Amos says. Okay, so we come out here, there isn't no alien, so let's switch back to group movement and get them all out. So living quarters, he said, to the left, up here. But there is a cabinet. And let's just take that, it's just ammunition. That door to the living quarters is currently locked. Now, what was this straight ahead? Oh! And we have enemies in our midst. Oh, they're coming to us. Using up their AP, their action points. Cool. Right, okay, so let's crouch them down. Oh, and look at that for a hit chance. And let's switch to some burst fire. Okay, let's switch. V key, crouching down. And let's switch him to. You'll only get one. Oh, let's just do that. Auto fire. Okay, that's his turn used up. Let's get a bit of melee. Remember, try and walk to their back if you can, if you've got the action points to do so. Or in this case, I don't think I can get to his back because he's blocking the way. So I'll just smack him with my hammer. Why not? If in doubt, smack him with a big hammer. There we go. Look at that. His health points. Oh, this is Jason Taft. This is the one that... Was it Jenny killed? Don't look like she did a very good job of that. Anyway, he's walking around. Let's switch to the next one. And hopefully this person is going to be the one to get the job done. Let's switch to burst. There we go. Dead. Whenever your combat finishes, you'll notice they put all their weapons away and they'll stand up again. Did he drop any loot? I don't think so. No, he didn't. You'd see it there on the ground glowing. Okay, so this is the way to the crew quarters B. Okay, let's see. Can we go this way? Oh, yeah. Oh, and I don't think I have my melee at the front. And I think there's a few enemies this time. Okay, so who's it starting with? My melee character, who I wish I'd have put in the front here. So what I will do is just bypass his turn. In fact, I'll put him just over there. There we go. Down here, you've got a button you can use to turn them to make sure they're facing the right direction. Because remember, if your back is to the enemy, you're going to get slaughtered. Left click on that. I think it uses about 1 action point to do this. So I'm going to face him in the direction of the door, and then left click, and it turns him around to face that way. You see, that's a lifesaver, trust me. Okay, he can duck from there. Sometimes, occasionally, you will get friendly fire. Not all the time, but sometimes. I'm sure that... I don't know if it's meant to or not. So, I don't know how that will change in the future. But let's just demonstrate, perhaps, with this creature. So, I'm, in theory, shooting straight through this one. Poor Arnold might get shot, and then again, he may not. Let's have a look. See what happens. Oh, I had a 75 then. Can I get it again? Oh, I'll settle for that. You see, that managed to go straight past this Arnold, but sometimes you will do friendly fire. Okay, I think that's all he can do, yeah. Okay, now this one is close combat, so really I want to move this one back because his is long range, but there's nothing I can do at the moment. Let's just put them there if I can, and let's crouch them down, and let's make sure they're facing completely the right way. There we go. And this guy I want to move back here because he's got a longer range rifle. Duck him down, and I've got 5 points left, thank goodness, to do 1 auto burst. Okay, spacebar, end my turn, and then the aliens will start being upon me. Here they come, but hopefully they're going to use up AP points to get to me, which will give me another round. This one will be get hit in. Yeah, he's got a good kick on him, this one. Kicks like a mule. Okay, right, my turn. So, they should be crouching now, all of them. So now it's just a case of shooting them to bits. See, there's our first bit of loot dropped. It looks like a little loot bag, and you can't miss it. How cool is that? Okay, so they've used up all their action points now. Press the space. Here's my melee guy. And I don't want to run him out there really. although you can do. Bear in mind with your squad-based combat, okay, if someone gets their health all the way to 0, they get knocked out of the combat. They're not dead, they just get knocked out of the combat. As long as one of your characters survives to the end of the fight, they'll all come back to life. If all your characters get knocked out, game over. Time to reload. So remember what I said about saving frequently. So with this character, I do want to take him here to smack him, because I want to keep these delayed up here so my guns can all just take them apart. So let's bring my melee up. He is going to take a few hits, but never mind. Oh, look at that, he crit.
Looks like that hurt.
There's my first skill gain, so he's just gained a skill point in two-handed melee. And let's hit again. Oh, that's a shame he missed. Oh well. Now it's this one's turn. Are they on burst? I think they are, yeah. Oh, hobbled, and minus 12 damage. Nice. Oh, Jenny's just got a skill gain in the submachine guns. Cool. Yeah, look at that. Check her out. One dead alien. Okay, now, will I be able to shoot this one? Oh, I can. See, that's rifles for you. Even though this one is quite a way away, the rifle is perfect for it. And that was a good load of damage. Oh, and there's my first main character's skill gain in rifles. Cool. And there we go, that's his turn. Yeah, that's why you want to build their hit points up. For your tank, as long as it can take the damage, then the rest can just lay into whatever's attacking them. Okay, for this character, oh, we have got some ammunition left, so let's do another auto. Oh, rifles has improved. Oh, look at that.
How's that for a trick shot?
Blew them to bits. How cool was that? There we go. Now we left click on the loot and see what we got. Oh, more merchant junk. Notice all their hit points and energy points are coming back in real time. What's this one got? Oh, it's blocked. Oh, more to sell. Okay, so that's what they dropped. Let's carry on exploring. Crew quarters. Perhaps we will find survivors here. Okay, let's check in there. Is there anything in here that we can grab if we press the tab key? No, it's just an empty room. What about this? If I left click on that, does it do anything? And yes, it's worth experimenting, especially with this type of game. When you see something on the ground that looks a bit odd, just left click on it. You're going to see what I mean eventually. See anything in here? No, doesn't look like there is. Oh, that door's locked, so we ain't going in there. That door's locked, we're not going in there. Oh, there's the timer. Wow, time goes so quickly when you're having fun, which I am. Oh, but there is something in there. Let's go check out what we get. Oh, some ammunition and some money. $5 of credits.
Ah, this could be helpful.
Okay. Right, well, the time has gone. We shall carry on exploring the Dauntless in the next episode. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.